welcome, Truth Be Told, welcome. Good evening to everyone tonight. So tonight is our podcast. We're doing podcasting on tonight. So we welcome everyone. Good evening to all who's in the crowd. Thank you all for joining our panel. We are Truth Be Told TV, and tonight we're just gonna have plenty of topics about the world as the world turns. So I will be introducing the family, bringing the family up shortly. But however, like stated, welcome to Be Told. All right. So welcome to Truth Be Told. And Truth Be Told is a new channel. It's a new channel on YouTube. I'm sorry, on YouTube. The page is created by like-minded individuals that speak truth and nothing but the truth. That's all you get over here at Truth Be Told. So hope you all are having a great night. Like stated, we will be speaking about topics, everyday topics on tonight. This is our podcast. Welcome to Truth Be Told podcast. So as I bring the family up to introduce themselves, you all sit back and enjoy the content. So I have my fellow Mr. Cisco Kid, the engineer behind it all, the brains, Cisco Kid and Mr. So Cisco, would you like to come up, please?
Peace and blessings to everybody. Glad to be here. Glad to be a part of Truth Be Told. We're here to share with you the blessings and the truth of the word.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Babe. That's Cisco, baby. That's the brains behind it all. Next up, so Mr. He's not in at the moment, but he will be back shortly. But however, bringing up my girl Golden Kish. Kish, where you at, sis? Be sure to hit the like button, share, and sub to the channel, please, to create the algorithm. Good evening, family.
Let's go.
All right, now how you doing today, sis? All right, so that's your girl Kish. Thank you, Kish. We coming back up shortly. Next up, we have my girl Trey Lynn. Trey Lynn in the house.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Truth Be Told. Glad for you to be here. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that all button, and come on and enjoy this beautiful truth that we are putting out to you. This is the Truth Be Told TV page. Don't ever get it twisted. We bringing nothing but factual truth.
Amen. Thank you, Trey Lynn. Thank you, Trey Lynn. Next up, we have my girl V. V, the baby of the crew. Well, not the baby of the crew, but the little humblest, quietest of the crew. We have my girl V. V, come on up.
Yeah, everybody out there, welcome to Truth Be Told, where we tell nothing. And that's it. Sit back and enjoy and relax and enjoy the show. Thank you again.
All right, I think I had to do a little adjustments later. I'm gonna need you all to mute up as I bring out what Terry up, Mr. Terry. Mr. Terry, what's up, love? Come on up and holler.
What's up, family? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? How y'all doing? Is my mic working?
Yeah, it's
Can you hear
working.
me? Okay, just want to say hey to my queens and to my brothers that's in the back doing all the heavy work. We just want to just tell you once again, tuning in to Truth Be Told podcast. We just want to let you know we're a family that come together, stay together. We talk, we pray together, and we just would like for y'all to come in, tune in, see what we got to offer. Light-minded conversation, great topics. Depends on whatever you want to talk about. So let's start off a good day with a second day of Truth Be Told. True that. True that.
True that, true that.
True that, true that. Okay. All right, family. So tonight, what we have tonight is you know, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Truth Be Told TV is bringing to you all in your home our podcast. So tonight is Tuesday, and tonight is podcast night. So what we're doing tonight is pretty much talking about and discussing as the world turns, events that are currently happening and going on in the world. So um, as as my guys run that content, just to give you all a little glimpse on what we about to be discussing on tonight, that would be great. Run it.
True that, true that. True that, true that. Yeah.
How y'all feeling out there tonight? Y'all
Thanks.
good though?
Feeling
Wonderful.
good, family. Feeling good. Glad to be here
All
once
right,
again.
all right. Yeah,
There we go.
everything's well. All right, family. So I'm gonna get you all to mute up. As Mr. Cisco Kid bring the content.
All right, everybody. Yes. Told in the house. Everyone in the comments, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that all notification bell. We got some good things to talk about today. Yeah. Yes, our podcast is getting started. Everything is coming through. Okay, here we go. Yes, we're all watching the articles will be spoken tonight.
All right, family. So, as you all see, you know, Truth Be Told TV engineers ran content. So that's a little bit some of everything that we're going to be discussing on tonight. And so pretty much you all know, for the ones that know Boss Lady, know that I am originally from Birmingham, Alabama. So we're actually on here. The podcast tonight is discussing crime, um, parents killing their children, just overall crime and effect, how it's plaguing all of our communities and how it is on the rise. So a lot has to deal with like depression. Hey, Mister. So a lot has to deal with depression,
Blessings.
emotions. A lot has to deal with depression, emotions. A lot is going on. So Mister has tuned in with us, family. Hey, Mister.
Blessings, y'all. How y'all doing?
We
Hey,
good, love. Still in the
hey,
bag,
What's up,
ain't
my
mister.
it?
brother?
You know, sorry I couldn't be in there earlier. Still
That's
him
okay.
holding it
We know.
down.
We know. We know.
You
We
know,
know. Get that
I,
money,
know- I
Hey,
big.
noticed.
dog.
I
Hey, you got
noticed
a
that.
life, my brother.
Yeah, I noticed that. Y'all got some interesting topics going on right there. I see a lot of this going on every day with this. A lot of the killing and a lot of the killing of the kids. You know, I mean, it's almost like these. I hate to say it though, man. It's almost like these vaccines done turn people man crazy, and the mental health issues that's out here. So, so y'all got some stuff, some content right there, that you're talking about. Let's go.
I agree. True that. True that. I agree.
True
So,
that. I
True
agree as
that.
well.
that's what's true. That. True that. That's what's actually going on. It's very sad that we already see crime for what it is, but when it gets to the point where mothers are killing their babies, fathers are killing his children, like it's getting horrible. Like it's really depression. Like Satan is really running rapid. So like, what do you all think about it? Like it's a lot going on in your communities. It's not just one community. It's a community as a whole, and it's our community. It's mainly our community, but no one wants to address what's really going on. The elephant in the room. Like where are all these groups that supposed to support you? When pretty much like if an officer was to kill me or anything of that nature, like where are those people? Where are those groups? Because everything that we're looking at is pretty much us on us. So can y'all help me figure it out? Because like stated, a lot of it is going on in you all's community, like in areas that you all are familiar with and you all are from.
Yes, I think a lot of people just stressed out from the pandemic, kind of set it off, and then like Mister touched on the vaccine, and now we're in a recession. The gas is up, people out of work. Uh, they were home together during the time when we were on a lockdown, which kind of made it worse for some people because some husbands were at work all day while the wife may have been at home and children in school. So now we're all in the house together, finding out that we can't even get along. And the food, we're thinking it might be a food shortage coming up. It's just so many things coming into play now. And then social media, a lot of people trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they feeling lesser than because they seeing what somebody else doing. So it's just a lot of things that's playing with the mind now. And then it's spiritual warfare going on. It's just so much going on. People can't even deal with it.
Absolutely, be absolutely good versus evil is what we're gonna say. We are in a spiritual battle. It is a spiritual war going on, and a lot of them are not even, have that relationship with God, the Most High, to see that this is what's going on in the world. We're in spiritual war, and we have to choose a side. And a lot of that comes in effect when we don't have the Creator in our lives. And going back to say what you had stated, V, pertaining to the lockdown. The lockdown, I really think, took a toll on a lot of people's mind because you got to realize that, like, a lot of people's lives were stagnated, and due to their lives being stagnated, like everything they once knew had to come to stop. So, do you all think that also like really played a part mentally?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it did, you know what I'm saying, played a part mentally through the whole ordeal because you have to look at it. When a person is coming from, you know what I'm saying, having a 5, 10 year work experience and work is going pretty good, and then all of a sudden you have this big impact of you know what I'm saying, a vital, medical emergency that comes out. And then you're not thinking that it's gonna continue on for 6 months to a year. You know what I'm saying? Just a long period of time. And then when a person not at that point where now the money going low, the hours are going low. Now the kids' schedule has to change. Your schedule has to change. So I think with that, with the mindsets of everybody going on with that, yeah, that will have a cause and effect, male and female, because now every lifestyle has changed. Children lifestyle have changed. Now you're not having the kids in the school system because COVID came in. So now they're out of school, you know what I'm saying? Some parents not able to help them with the schools and stuff. And some kids are, you know what I'm saying, rebellion to their parents because now it's like they have to take on a bigger job, mom, father, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of single moms. They got to be mom, father, they got to be teacher, they got to be the housewife, you know what I'm saying? And then you got some dads that does play a part, but how can a lot of them handle their business when they got to go out there and hit that 9 to 5? So it took away from a lot of the discipline to me as a father when this came out because it didn't give us a lot of hands-on time to prepare for this. Let me say it in that way because no one was. And like down to this day, I mean, I think I know me and myself, and I'm not saying I'm at the point where I'm struggling, but my life haven't got back to that point where I seen it 2 years ago. before this came out. I can see about trying to, move forward, look for, try to add something onto the business that I have venturing out there. But it's hard to do that because now you have to have the social distance. A lot of people haven't been vaccinated. It's by choice. I mean, I never speak on it and tell nobody what to do on that matter because that's their body and that's their soul. Me personally, I believe in God and I'm going to let that, stand the way it stands. But at the same time, it's just, we have to get to the point now where we have to start, really taking in the spiritual growth within ourselves. Because if not, we are all walking time bombs.
Yeah, true
That's
that, man.
that.
True
Yeah.
that. You got a lot of stuff. I think this pandemic, man, when they locked it down, a lot of people was used to moving around, used to, life, as we call it, life, living life, And then when you took that away from them, even if it was just for a short period of time, that deals with people's mental psyche. And
Mhm.
then, man, having to adjust, rearrange, pretty much, man, just accept what has been placed upon us, man. Just the population control, come on. I mean, it was already bad enough, man. People, man, it was still killing going on, but now, man, you got people's mental. It is so messed up, man, just because they feel like, man, there's no escape. There's no escape. There's no way around it and everything. People are losing it. People are losing it because, I mean, the
Yeah, fact.
jobs are out here. The jobs are out here. There are plenty of jobs. You got people that was in fields for 15, 20 odd years, man, and they done left that field to go to another field. So, the jobs is out here, but man, what they doing now, man, is just basically, man, trying to,
Infiltration, what they're doing is
yes,
causing inflations and all of that. So what one once had, what they were able to do was put back. Now it's like it's withering away. So what they're trying to do is demolish the dollar, where the dollar won't be
Fact.
nothing, and that's where they can, you
True
know,
that.
you know, input their system that they're trying to place in. So, everything is by design, family. We know that. Even far as the depression, the mental state of families and everyone across the world who's experiencing what they're experiencing in a time like this. It was all by design. So can you all kind of like fill me in, like what you all see that are going on in your areas and stuff like that, where you're from, like, or you just be like, my God, like,
Yeah,
I could
well,
relate on one of them. I could relate on one of them, and I'm pretty for sure, for the viewers that's listening, and for the panel up here, a situation in Oklahoma, where the man took the kids, man, you know, killed his kids on live and himself. And the sad thing about it is, why take the kids? What do they have to do with the situation that you're going through? And I mean, a lot of these people, man, they don't even know where to turn and get the help, man. To get their minds, just being able to talk to someone about what you feel and what you're going through is a big step, And if you don't have those resources out there, then man, how you expect to help these people, man? I hear them talking about, oh, we got this mental health this and mental health that, and come on now, you it might be there though, man, but how can you get to it? How can you get the help?
correct, Mister. They're correct, Mister. Resources are at a minimum. I'm in the field. I deal with mental health, so I know resources at an all-time minimum. Like people are not getting the help that they need, far as a mental or depression state. It's like they have made it extremely hard. So I'm gonna, go back on mute and then allow you to finish. But I had to put it out there that no, they are not getting the resource that they need.
no, I mean, why get? Listen, okay. So since you said what you said, let's think how they think. Why get in the resource and hell they ain't gonna really want to use it? You have a lot of stuff like I said before. We had those resources, when folks were making their money, everything, the world was going good. So now since this demonic, phase came into the world, now it's like population control. Those who want to do. Those who don't, we got to find out how we gonna deal with them. But at the same time, what can we do to stagnate them in the midst of this hour? And what's 9 times out of 10? You take a lot. First thing about it, you take money away from black folks. You take power away from black folks. Once you do those, as a white individual, what you got then? Only thing they're gonna do is treat you like shit on the bottom of your shoe.
They
Yeah.
feel
But at the
powerless.
same time, if we as black people come
That
together and stop BSing and just worried about what one person got, listen, we all have one God. These white folks got you thinking that, you know what I'm saying, you can't get this because you can't afford it. You can get a lot of things if you know the law. You could be a broke man, but if you know the law, they guarantee you they'll give it to you. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, that's the part we got to go back to start using our mentally capacity. You got to start using that, you know what I'm saying, our membrane to let us know. Everybody know common sense. The
Yeah.
world is common sense. If you go outside and you see a fire, do you supposed to go run to it or do you supposed to call and ask for help? That's common sense. I'm going to call for help and then I'm going to walk to it. I'm not running to no danger. I mean, that's what we've been doing. We're so caught up and we're so stagnated because of this pandemic and everything going on, and we lost control of the big picture. We losing our kids by gun violence to the streets. We losing their mothers to social media. We losing our kids just because of arrogancy. You know what I'm saying? We're losing our kids because, you know what I'm saying, there's not a whole full household in the family. But at the same time, we as men and we as women, we got to try to step up in a big way. But like we talked about before, how can we do a lot when we home tied?
True. Okay, so do you all feel like, as we all have young adults as children, so do you all also feel though as if a lot of this social media sites plays a part in the lives of these children now? I mean, I do. So what about
yes,
Facts. I agree 100%. You know what I'm saying? And listen, every person have to understand. Me personally, with my son, I don't try to go through his business. Me personally, I'm a type of person. I don't need to hear their conversation. I just need to hear what he's saying. And a lot of these rap lyrics about pills, weed, different stuff. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What do you? And so when I asked him that, I said, so what did you get out of the song? Because you said drugs and stuff like that, but do you even know how they look? You talking about a bag. How the bag look? Yeah, you talking about money and stuff, but that's not encouraging you to go and get an education to go get that bag. That's what we need to do as parents and stuff. Don't It's nothing wrong with listening to the rap lyrics and stuff and all that, but don't indulge and try to be something you're not. And
absolutely?
that's the thing that gets me. I think now we need to start, you know what I'm saying, taking time to at least give them a break off their phone. Because I'm learning as a dad, and I mean, one thing about it, I always thought that, I don't give my child nothing, I make my child earn it. But at the same time, I don't want to restrict him from things, but I want him to understand, I want you to see life, but I want you to have those questions when you experience something to come back that, you know what I'm saying, I know that you're getting something out of it. I'm not saying you get nothing out of it because bees and pop that thing through the brown, you know what I'm saying, and pop a molly. That's not life. That's real life. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the role you want to take. And I think that what we need to do as saying just males and females, I think we need to just start pushing these high authorities, the ones that said, okay, the kids are our future. Well, make them our future. Don't look at them like a dollar bill because that's all it is. It's a price tag. That's all I'm looking at it. And it's
True.
sad. And I mean, I just want better for our world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them guys, I have compassion for folks. But don't get me wrong. If you mess up, you pay the consequences. I ain't that cool and nice.
True
But
that.
I do have compassion for people and everything.
yes,
So, and I do understand people go through hard times and they can't help what they went through. So don't down them. You know what I'm saying? Give them a encouraging word. It's going to be all right. Sometimes little things that help. It don't have to be that money all the time because money ain't going to get you friends. It's gonna
No.
get you people that you don't want in your circle.
It brings on more
No
problems.
facts. And
true
you
that.
already got problems in your own life. How can you take on another one?
Amen.
Exactly.
I agree. True that. True that. Okay, so Mister, were you trying to say some love?
I was just thinking, man. I seen a picture of a guy, man, that did some killing down in Alabama. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he go live with it too?
No, he actually killed his son. Yeah, he killed his 29-year-old son back in my hometown, Birmingham, Alabama. So it's like, where do we as a parent allow it to get so bad to the point where A lot of kids, like I said, they're so highly influenced over social media and just, the music. They have a lot that they're up against versus you, I, all of us in our era of growing up. Like we had some of that in our music as well. But however, we didn't allow it to move our soul. So the music that they have made and created for the generations now is soul moving. If I can hear a song and the song that I hear, it'll move my soul. And I'm like, whoa, like, just imagine a child that cannot ward off demons. So I for the life of me, I don't understand like what could actually take you to the level with your child to the point where you take their life, you know, or either the child take the parent's life. Like I'm just not understanding, and that's what's going on. Like that's the trending of what's going on in society right now. If parents are not killing the children are not killing the parents. We have them going up in the hospitals, shooting up the hospitals. So can you all help me out with that? But Alabama is, Birmingham, Alabama is very, very, it's getting out. It's always been crime rated, but however, it's getting very out of control. And a lot of it really has to do with us not, having God ahead of our lives. Or either a lot of parents are their children's friends. So don't get me wrong. My children, my homeboys and my homegirls. But hey, they know not to cross me. You understand me? That's what they know.
True
So
that.
there's a difference in between there's a difference with your child being your friend and still with the level of respect or whatever versus your child being your friend. This come on girl, come no. See, hold on, pipe down, shout. So a lot of parents are trying to be their children's friends. It's like the parenting skills are no longer no more. Oh, that's what happened, family.
Mm-hmm.
They took parenting out of the household. Let's talk about it.
That's what
Yeah.
They took
And
parenting
Big Mama.
out of they took parenting out of the household. So these are the era of kids. Not only is the music or the social media destroying them, however, they have never been disciplined. So when you have one trying to discipline them or put the hands on them, they don't know nothing about that. They want to shoot. So come on, let's talk about it, family.
You're right. You are absolutely right. I mean, and the thing about it is too, um, is I still go back to that, what I'm saying, that control. My thing is like I said, when I was growing up, I'm a 70s baby. And the way I look right now, I don't think I don't think right now my mom did a bad job. Yeah, she had to get on me. She whipped me with a switch, she whipped me with a belt, but at the same time, she had to get me under control as a
Listen
young
here,
man.
try
And
try
what
a cord, try a cord or whatever value. Try a stick, a cord, a fan, whatever.
yeah,
Shoot, whatever
definitely.
value you can hit with it. But
Definitely,
hey,
but she wasn't trying to kill me. But at the same time, she was trying to let me know I have to do what I have to do as a woman to keep you under control. Because if not, these streets and this
Uh-oh.
graveyard will have you before you know it. And so, as a mom, I respect her for putting that lay down on me. Nowadays, you put your hand on the child. Oh, they can call the police and all kind of stuff. But if I don't get them control in my household, the first thing y'all want to do, jailhouse, shoot them, graveyard. So how
Mm-hmm.
can I make any voice or speak any voice as a parent to, get my child in control when you have rules and regulations that I got to, supposed to abide by? I'm not going to kill my child. That's not my intention. But if my child step out of line, I got to use some kind of aggressiveness to show him or show her this is real life.
Exactly. And you have to, and this is the thing, they get a certain age. We know how we was as kids, but these kids get a certain age and they try you. And as a parent, you got to stand, that's when stand your ground come in. You sitting up there thinking on one hand, should I really come at them streetwise or try to remember that I'm a parent? Sometimes you got to take it to the street on them because you gonna respect me. Period. You not gonna be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. You don't run my house. I am the queen of this castle. No. So sometimes you have to put you. It's okay. Yes, you can be friends with your kids to a degree, but you always got to remember I'm the parent first. And there's certain levels to that, to the friend part. But the friend part is more for us as parents when we want you to openly come to us and talk to us about whatever you're dealing with going on, but don't ever forget I'm still your mama. I'm still your dad. That has to be there. It has to be. And it's kids that they gonna try you. They gonna try you. But that's when you have to bring heaven down to earth on them. Yeah, we friends, but you just can't. You messed up right there. So we're gonna check that. Check it. Nip it in the bud. So it ain't coming back up. When I came at me with it, how I quickly checked you. No, too much.
Absolutely. So absolutely. And so do you all think like the politicians they have in these low poverty stricken areas, like do you all also think they play a part in it?
Yes.
A
Yes.
major part.
Big time. Big
Yeah.
time part.
All right.
You
So
know,
so tell me
Yes, yes.
why is it that you all think even like when it comes to politics, like they local officials or whatever, like they play a part in this well. Y'all break it down for me.
The politicians is always gonna do it by the book, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, since they took out prayer years ago, back when I was younger in school, things have changed. But they want parents to be about their kids and keep them together. But at the end of the day, you also make it hard for a parent to have the discipline. It's a difference between a spanking and a beating. A very big difference. Yes, as parents, sometimes the kids can get on your last nerves, but the politicians, their way is, oh, put them in therapy, or hey, when they get out, put them in jail, when sometimes they might just literally need somebody to talk to, or they may have an absent parent or whatever they're going through, and they feel like they're in this world by themselves. So jail isn't always the fix to do, but I understand when a person has done something bad. Yeah, you might have to go to jail, you might have to go to juvenile, but it's like they took away our parental rights to a degree of disciplining our children. And again, there's a difference between a beating and a spanking. But we got them, and I'll say it kept me grounded, and it kept me right where I am right now. So you need some discipline there. You can't go in and be parenting and never discipline your kids. That's impossible.
true that, true that. Things just not like it was when I was growing up. Just the
Through
community
that.
is not there anymore. Back in the day, we used to sit down and have dinner together. Nobody sits down really to sit down with the family and have dinner. It's no really real communication. Everything is text message. Just want to text. No, even picking up a phone and calling anybody anymore. Everything. A lot of the stuff kids are getting confused because there's so much stuff on social media and they're looking at this person's opinion, that person's opinion. It's just too much. And looking like you're supposed to do it this, no, do it like that. So they're just confused too. There's too much information now. When we were growing up, we didn't have computers, social media, and sit
Mm-hmm.
games all day. We went outside and played. Kids go
Hopscotch,
outside and play.
jumping jack. Y'all remember we
We
used to play jumping
were
jack,
kids. Yes, jumping jack, double dutch.
double
Uh,
dutch.
I
Yeah,
remember that when we used to write on the concrete with the chalk, one, two, three, four,
hopscotch.
five, six, hopscotch. We
Right.
played hide and seek. We played tag, football. Freeze tag. We rode our bikes. Back then, you
Yeah.
had to be outside all day. Mama said, if you come in this house one more
Come
time,
on,
you
we gotta be
staying in.
honest.
Yes, and you was out there drinking that water from that water hose. You was riding your bikes with your friends. We truly were being kids, as
Kids. Yeah.
opposed to now it's all about video games for these kids, and parents are not parenting.
So
Big Mama is gone. Big Mama has left. She gone. She left with our ancestors, and now we like as the one of the, what was that comedian that said that? I think Bernie Mac. Big Mama is 35. Great grandma 35. Grandma is 22. The ages, they're really young, and everybody. Yes, we still want to try to keep up with the feeling young, but you also got to realize your lane too. And that's where it is. Everybody, I ain't forget these kids. I ain't somebody had to raise you, and if you didn't like how you was raised, how about you change?
It takes a
Stop that.
village. It takes a village to raise
Yeah,
a child.
true that.
But
Yeah,
how can a village help you raise a child if we have lost the way where when somebody like myself, if I know it like a child is, I get on like I get on mine, like, I would do that, but not out of a level of disrespect. It's all about respect and the way you're supposed to respect an adult. That's just what I believe. But if you try to tell a child something, the parent is, who you think it's up? So
exactly. They ready to
that's
knuckle
the
up, and
issue.
you teaching your kids how to be evil.
There
You're
you go.
not showing them the truth. As this is the thing, when the school call you, the police call you, whatever, it's a certain decorum as a parent you have to have. And you can't be quick to always knuckle up, because guess what? Our kids watch everything we do. So if you at the schools knuckling up to the authorities, guess what you're teaching them? Not to respect authority. And now you have just made a monster. You just created a monster because you let them see your monster characteristic. And that's not okay. You got it. Being a parent, we wear many hats, fly a lot of light switch flicking. But the point is to teach your kids how to handle situations. And you cannot always go up there and be ready to knuckle up and throw them bowls or pull a gun out. No. How about let's talk about it? Teach your
Absolutely.
kids to respect their elders, number one.
Right.
That's how I am. I'm a yes, ma'am, no. Respect your elders.
Right
Period.
about
I
that.
still respect my mother to this day. And she say, hey, you're doing too much. Check, check.
Mhm.
And we don't have that like that no more. We try, but this world is telling kids to do it this way.
Yeah.
And they believe in them more than they believe in the parents.
You got a lot of kids raising kids.
There you
That
go, sister. There you
Yeah,
that
go,
that's,
miss.
that's
come
pretty
on,
much
mister.
it. The
And so,
generation is not. There's no gap in it no more because
Mm,
you got grandmas that like Bernie Mac said, been 32 years old, 31. Kids having kids, and man, there's no structure. Hell, she
yep,
just didn't have a baby, and she didn't learn herself. So
abs-
I'm like, man, how can you teach these kids anything? A lot of people are like, well, man, times have changed, man. You got to learn how to adapt with the time. Yeah, we do.
to it.
Because the parent being a parent, it never ends, man. So you always learning.
do that.
So yeah. But when you got kids having kids, man, it ain't gonna be no structure. It
No.
ain't gonna be no discipline. The mama or the daddy might be at the school fighting, because hell, he ain't too far from the age himself, you know.
Okay. He
So
just
So
you
graduated.
going
know,
back, so going back, Mister, to what you asked about and pertaining to the father that killed his son in Alabama, right? So do you think that like there was no structure of father and son? Like, what I mean by that is like, do you think that there wasn't like a good relationship? Like he may looked at his dad like he was a homie or whatever, or it was a business that went bad. Like, because I can't figure out for the life of me, how are these parents killing their children? I don't
man,
understand.
you got a lot of these kids that don't respect their parents. They look at them as weak. Because of
True,
these
true.
times, man. These times, man. Shit. These youngsters is just as hard as some of these grown-ups. And man, a lot of these grown-ups don't
True
want to
that.
feel like,
Fact. That.
oh man, this dude coming in here trying to pump me, his son or not. He couldn't lay down the law when he was growing up and teach him and give him that structure. Now it came to the point he had to kill his own son. Because hell, he probably was scared of his own son. Who knows? I look like a big dude, so I'm pretty sure the kid was a big dude too,
Yeah.
and he grown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I used to hear my parents, man, I take you out.
I
I
bought you
brought
in
you
this
in
True
this
girl, and
table.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
take
know,
you
I
out
mean,
this
that's
earth.
that's literally that's literally what's happening. You know, I mean, I seen something like this, you know, in Oklahoma also, where the woman and the son had a shootout with each other inside of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm,
he shot his mama, but she was quicker on the drop because man,
mm,
her shot man was a kill shot. You know, she took her own son out. You know, and I mean, and it's just it goes back man to the point, man. They might respect you up until a point to where man they feeling themselves. You know, when they
yep.
start feeling themselves, man, yeah, you
And you
better
know, the
watch
word
it.
That's what
the
I
word
said earlier.
tells us that, Mister. The word tells us that there will be mothers against daughters, fathers against sons. So we're watching it play out right before us as these events do happen.
True
Yep.
that. True
True
that.
that. True that.
True
And I
that.
got a
You're right.
question for y'all. Okay, most everybody up here is parents. If your child try you or push up on you like you are, I'm gonna be honest, a nigga in the street, no respect, would you take them out or would you just not say anything and try to let it slide? How would you
Okay.
handle
Okay. I have, everybody know my little bird man. I've had issue with my boy. He stands at 6'4", 300 pounds, so he's gotten to that point. But however, there has been a situation where what I'm saying, but never once to the point of killing him. You know what I'm saying? So letting them know, like, hey, I bought you in here and I will handle you. You know what I'm saying? But not to a point where I'm gonna take your life. You know what I'm saying? But you
it?
gonna know mama don't play. You're gonna see that mama don't play, period. So never once, because who thinks like that, like to kill their child? Like, I don't,
Right,
and you can't say that you were in a moment that you didn't realize, because I have been in horrible situations where I have thought, even within the situation, that has guided me out of the situation that could have been devastating. So that's one, having control of self. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. And you have to, because that situation comes up, especially nowadays. Because these kids, you can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. Well, okay, if you grown, check yourself up out the door, you know. And then, oh, see, it's more to life than just popping off at the mouth. You got,
Mhm.
you got to have. If you're gonna pop off, don't write no check you can't cash. Period. Just because you my child don't mean you get to have the run of everything. No, you
Mhm.
evolve. Ooh, no, you have to have structure. You have to, children, or they will run, 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 run. And it's again just like as adults, nobody can make you do anything you don't want to do, but you also still have to show respect. They learn it from us. Kids learn from their parents first, good, bad, or indifferent.
Facts, facts. And I'm gonna piggyback off you on that, Trey Lynn, on that matter as well too. It's me personally. I think it starts within the household. And I had to learn as well too. There are some things that you say around your kids. I don't care if they're young or they're old, male and female, that you have to watch because you don't know exactly how you are triggering their mentality and their mindset of what you say. Because like if I go back and I be mad at my wife
Come on.
and I say some things about her around my son, doesn't mean he's gonna say anything, but doesn't mean that he's not taking in what I'm saying, even though he doesn't, might not understand. That brings on the
Yeah,
part of hatred. That brings on the
yeah,
part of, now a parent making that child make a decision at an early age. And then when they get older, they're going to always contemplate back on what mom or dad said in this relationship. And they feel like they can lash out in that way because it
and
was
talk
good
to
to them
that
because
person
what was
back.
said about them. Yes. And it's not right for, any man or woman to, bring their child up around that. I say if you're going to have a disagreement, take it to a separate spot because at the same time, bad deeds don't go unpunished.
Yeah.
And we as parents, we throw out a lot of bad stuff because I was at that time and I had to catch myself. I'm mad at saying something out, out of the way, and I had to come back and check myself. Like, hold up, I'm putting out bad vibes, and my wife is not a bad person. She's a good person. Or just talking about anybody in particular. Let me watch the words that I say because I don't want this child or whatever, him or her thinking this is a good thing to be thinking about. So now
Exactly.
I got this on their subconscious that they get older. Next thing you hear about, such and such lashing out on their mom. Wow. I
Mhm.
have to, that's when you have to step back and say, dog, did I say something in reference to bring that out? Because we fail to realize words mean a lot. It don't
Yes.
matter how you mean
Words have power.
yes, they got power like hell, and we have to be mindful of that. I don't know what triggered this man to kill his son, but for him to do it, it was just wrong. Period. I mean, I understand that's your child. I would never want to take my child's life. I mean, I would use the threat because I got threatened before. I bought you in this world, I take you out. And that right there made me get, what I'm saying, and salute 10 Hut. And I'm like, in the order, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, what you need me to do. But now we can't do those things. And this new generation, and like, Mr. said before, we got babies raising babies.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go behind the hick, you going to tell us a 15, 16-year-old something, you just about a 25, 26 years old. I'm just throwing a number out
Exactly.
there. But that age gap, and we have to realize the cause and effect that we bring to the table. And I think that everything starts at home. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Let's be mindful of what we do. I hate that these young kids, people going crazy, killing folks, this gun violence over what? What are we getting out of it besides more gravestones?
Yeah. That part.
Okay,
That
so what you think about the man that killed his whole total family? He killed his family somewhere. If you all could kind of like piggyback off of that, he killed the mom, the kids, or something. Even the mother that killed her child in the freezer, or some of that nature. We just gonna run it. We gonna run it. So what y'all think about?
Well, I think he was weak. I think he's a weak-minded brother. He was very insecure. I think that because there's no way in the world that I would, if I'm going through problems, I feel as a man, if I don't go seek help, that's my fault. It's not my wife's fault. It's not my kids' fault. Because if they're giving you signs and you know that you need help, and if your family is your biggest push, don't just do it for them. Do it for yourself. But then at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they're gone, but you still be able to carry on. I believe that's why I don't think I should be a judge or a lawyer because I believe in eye for eye. And I'm sorry that I feel that way because a lot of these people who goes through all this heartache and pain don't deserve it. And we need to start stepping up and, being accountable for our mistakes and stop pointing the finger. Because you got to realize when you point one, look at the three bottom ones. They back at you.
Folded right back at you.
Facts. And you got
exactly.
to understand it.
Exactly.
When one finger pointing at them, you got three times fold pointed back at you. So how you think that consequence gonna come out?
And when your kids do stuff, guess who the first person they come at? They come at mama
Yeah.
or daddy.
Facts.
But mama be
True
the first
that.
one. They go all through mama's records and everything. And you like, well, I wasn't the only one that made them. But mama is the one they look at first.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
And
and
it should,
dads get
yeah.
it too if mom ain't around or they're more they get it too. I'm not taking away from that. But every time you see these killers and let's see what mama did. Where was mama at?
Right.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and it doesn't. It's not right because you got to understand. You can always call on mama, but mama wasn't the only one that made this baby. She
Come on.
had to have help. So what it is, if you feel that way and you see, I'm like anybody. If I see somebody child that's what I'm saying that's got this that needs some help or just needs some kind of guidance, I'm not just gonna say, well, ma'am, you should do that. Ma'am, are you married? Is your husband around? That's my
Mhm.
conversation. Because then that way y'all might both need to sit down and just talk to them, analyze it, or if not, find some counseling. But if you're a single mom, start at the school because you got to put the grounds in some kind of way. I don't, what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong, these women out here, it's a lot of women that had that single mom. And I know that ain't easy for them. But at the same time, I say I condemn the deadbeat ass dads because you out there still want to go and enjoy life, but you want to put her life and her career on hold. I don't think it's
Exactly.
right. Whatever trouble he gets into and she has to bear, I think every man has to bear whoever the
The
father is.
father, yeah, both
Facts.
parents. Yeah.
Both parents.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing right there. It's just like you can't just make a mistake, forget about it, and you have to be in a big fixture in everything that your kids do. Everything. Keep them busy, making sure them grades is together. Stand
True
and make
that.
sure every teacher know you. You have to be that parent. You that's there for the better good, as opposed to coming up to what it right with you and the whole dang on family ready to fight folks. No, we need somebody that's gonna be an adult. Who gonna be the
Facts.
adult? And then
Yeah.
sometimes the kids are more adults than the parents, and that's awful.
True
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
that. True that. And you know what I'm saying? And then if you don't have that type of balance in your household, it's going to show in public.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the thing about this. We need to come
And
to the
that's where
point
you're
where
gonna be
we got to
embarrassed
have better
at.
facts.
Mhm.
But we got to get to the point where we got to figure out when is the time to say when. And
Mhm.
now is the time to say when, because look at all these young kids we've been buried
Yeah.
over what gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Just evilness. You know what I'm saying? Just I mean, it's like they just wake up in the morning like f the world.
Yeah.
Come on, and it's not good to see young kids like that because me growing up in our era, man, it's like education is the key. You know what I'm saying? To have a great future. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from drugs, this and that. We didn't have to worry about all that hard gun violence and stuff. You go to the playground, y'all scrap it up. You can live to see another day.
To see another day.
Nowadays, no.
They
Nowadays, you
done
say
got it
it
up. They
and D or but wrong to somebody, you got to worry about looking at a barrel of a gun. That's not
mhm.
living.
Mhm. And
It's
Come on, man.
these kids got some miles and they be ready to knuckle up to adults right there. So they really
True
make
that.
like, oh, you got to Jesus, Jesus. So I don't kill nobody's child or my own. And you don't want to do it, but sometimes we all know the disrespect part. And if you start being disrespectful, the old schoolers, they like, hold up, check it, check it, check it.
Facts. Definitely.
We not going for that. And that's where it is. And these kids these days is just like, and I'll say this, I'm a 70s baby. So, when we're kids, we say, I'll never do my kids like this. But when you get a kid, you don't know how they gonna act. They got two people's personality, and then they
True
gotta make
that.
their own. So they come from two people. So they gonna get some rough ends and they're gonna get some good ends. You just don't know from who. But
Facts.
you gotta hold that ground because they attitudes now is you're not gonna talk to me like this and this, this, this.
Right.
You want to pop off at the mouth and then 5 seconds later you need me to do something for you. You know what? You can kiss my tire. You know what? Wait
True
on it.
that.
Wait
That,
for it. It's not happening. You do it yourself. That's when I'm disconnected, cut off, barbed wire fence, and I don't hear you. I don't see you. That's the best thing for you.
hmm
True
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hey, V. Uh, you the young one of us. How do you feel about a lot of the young people these days? The younger generation. I mean, I know you're a mother also, so how do you deal with
cool.
what the young people is bringing out? Because I mean, some of us is older, and we set in certain ways of doing things and how we raise our own kids and stuff, but a younger generation, they have, I feel like, man, the rules are still the same. It just the parenting is different. So, I mean, kind of give me an, insight on how you handle it.
You talking to me?
Yes, man, Miss
I'm
V.
the younger one, but thank you. I'm about the older one. But I just think some people shouldn't even have kids. They had a mass shooting here. I think that was last year, and the father bought the son a gun for Christmas as a Christmas.
Yes, yes. And the
And,
birds too.
yeah, and he went to the school and shot up a lot of kids. And it's just unfortunate that you got parents with that type of mentality. Who does that for a minor? And he was plotting and he was having nightmares and stuff about all this demonic stuff, and they knew it. And he went to the school and they talked to the principal or something like that. And after that, he shut up the whole school. And the mother was texting him saying, "Don't do it." So
Mm-hmm.
he was planning to do this, and they had asked the parents let him um, either take him home or did he want him to stay at school. So the parents made the decision for him to stay at school, and they kind of had the heads up that he might was going to do something, and they knew he had the gun.
So you mean
Yeah.
to tell me they were texting him knowing that he took the gun to school to go and create murders within the school, and instead of them calling the principal to say, hey, I either just going to the school like a responsible adult to pull my child out of the school, listen here, I'm gonna tell you something. So that sounds like the parents was in on that. That's just what
The
I
parents was at the school earlier that day.
The same day.
That same day, the parents were at the school because he had got in trouble, or the kids,
Well, he,
had told him that he was acting funny, and they
Mhm.
knew. They were just there, and right after they left is when they shot him. That he shot the school up,
and
So
they
and
knew.
then the
that just
parents were on the run. They were on the run while they had him in jail, hiding.
I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised.
because they
I would,
conspirators. I mean, I
Mhm.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yes, you're right, Mr. Terry. That's what I was about to say. I wouldn't be surprised that the parents bought him their weapon for that purpose because,
They did. The dad bought it for him. They were like militia people,
he took
yeah,
him
which is
so
with
yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. Like, so like far as that, like the parents were in on it. Some of these parents be like, if their child do this, you better do that to them. What happened to the power of prayer and guiding our children right in the way that they supposed to go? What happened to that?
exactly.
it went away.
Demonic,
But there's
demonic
no
in
time. The more
demonic in.
devil stuff they bring in, the more it takes down the prayer, holding your family down and being strong. You still got people out here, but the demonic stuff is overpowering
Yeah,
every day. It's
It is.
getting worse.
absolutely, absolutely, true that, true that. I agree, Traylene. So,
Yeah.
also, something you all stated about, the killing of a mother, the shooting of the father, as well as the dog.
Mm.
This
Yeah,
mother didn't care about nobody in the house,
it's
whole house, even the
Well, the
dog
mother took
got
the
it.
dog out
even
too.
the dog. But
The
however,
dog. What did the dog do to you?
yeah, I know. Some of these, some animals protect their masters. Some
Yeah.
animals do, and at a moment where that animal may have, came in defense to their owner, like to bite off the person or whatever. But yeah, they shot even the dog. But however, the mother did die. The mother did die. The father made it as well as the dog. They did die. I mean, no, the dog and the father made it, but however, the mother died.
Mhm.
This stuff, every time it's coming so much, you can't even get your breath from one thing when you got about 50 other more things coming, and it's just like, wow, like,
Facts. True that. I mean,
wow. If you
yeah.
spiritual, and you see this and you like, oh my God, well, we ain't in the last days. I don't know what it is.
I know. I hate to
Yeah,
see it much.
Yeah,
but
it's so much demonic stuff going on, and I mean, like you said, this is a spiritual warfare, and it's this time that everybody's going to really see the really true picture of this outcome, and I guarantee you, it's going to be a lot of bad that outweigh good. So we might well
I
get
know.
ready for it. But all I can say is, make sure you got your high to the high up high, cause that's what you're gonna need.
That's
And your
right.
full armor on, because a lot of them is not going to be able to withstand what's on the way, what's coming, what we're in now. A lot of them don't even see what we're in now, and
Mhm.
so for what's to come, and they're not going to be prepared, neither will they be ready spiritually or mentally. It's just very sad, it's just sad.
I'm still tripping out on that. They shot the dog.
Yes, the
Yeah.
dog, mister.
Right. What did the dog do?
The
What did
dog
the
is doing his
dog
job.
It's the
Look,
dog. For the life of
look,
me, why
Hey,
animal,
dog? Like, why
animal
hey,
why
whatever it
CBs.
is, that's a good damn dog. Whoever it is,
Look,
that's a
do?
good
Yeah,
dog.
that
you
dog
know,
was a trio
yeah,
for him.
hey,
That, yeah, the
animal
dog.
CBs. They see spirits and all that. So I mean,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
dog might have sensed that bad spirit.
Yes,
And the spirits know that these animals see that. You
true.
know,
True
so
that,
Yep.
true that.
Do that. Do
man,
that.
he's like, man, I'm gonna take the dog out too, just because he identified me. He might go pick me out of the lineup.
No. Wow. Rough, rough.
All right.
Yeah, that's. It's not funny, but it's just like the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, ASC, what they
I'm
call it?
with
ASCPA, man.
Make
I
it make
know they
sense.
on that. I know they on top of that. I'm like, hell, Michael Vick was just fighting the dog, man. He
Come
shot the
on now,
dog.
just gonna say that they're to
Mhm.
give you life for the dogs. The dogs get more respect than
Exactly.
facts.
When the
True
damn the dog,
that.
look, the animals get more respect than the damn humans now. How is that possible?
Yes, yes,
Look, you
yes.
get to a year or 2 or 3 years for killing and taking a human life, but hell,
Mhm.
they gonna hang you by them dogs.
They gonna
Make
hang
it
you.
make sense.
Yeah, you gonna be up out of here, hung up
Yes,
somewhere with these dogs. Yeah,
yes,
but I
Yeah,
guess
but you know
somebody gotta
what?
fight for 'em.
You definitely. But you just think about it though. Look at how things are going on. How a lot of animals are starting to rebel.
yeah,
Every species, you know what I'm saying? I think we was talking about before. Lions. Normally, lions just on their prey. Lions ain't been taking no prison on nothing. Snakes, all kind of rodents. I guarantee you. Now, people don't understand it. I mean, like I said, I don't use the Bible to play with it. I believe in God spiritually because one thing about it, that's a book that I never play with. But if
absolutely.
Exactly.
everybody realizing you go back to the beginning when Noah Ark, tell me how many people was on that boat
Two of
besides him
each.
and his family.
Uh,
Everything was two of each in
Two of
animal
each.
form.
and the
Mhm.
Thank
animal.
you.
The reason being,
So
Mr. Terry, that there were two each in animal form was that it was for reproducing. You had
Yep,
male
male
and
and
female.
female.
You had
Mm-hmm.
a male goat, a female goat, a male horse, a female horse. It
Mm-hmm.
was pertaining to to reproduce pretty much to keep
facts,
them.
yeah, to
Yeah.
keep everything going. But then at the same time, with that, going on, God had control over Noah, the ark, and those animals.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the world Noah could win and got those animals two by two.
True that. True
Yeah.
The
that.
spirit bought those animals two by two. And what can make those animals rebel is the good Lord Himself.
Just yeah.
Why,
Yeah.
like you said, and I agree with you 100%. Dogs, any animal, got certain different types. If they could talk, that's all I can say. If them bitches can talk, excuse my
Ooh,
language, imagine what they'll tell you.
there it is. Imagine what they will be saying.
Yes.
Look at this mother here.
Yeah, y'all
This
seen the
is
Terry? Look, y'all talking about only if they could talk. Did you all see the reel with the parrot, and the parrot had
what.
bit his owner's Louis Vuitton purse, and when
Mm-hmm.
the parrot had bit and chewed up the owner's Louis Vuitton purse, she was upset and she was like, "Why did you do that?" And the parrot was
That
pretty much
pair
like,
was
"Leave me
going
the fuck alone,
off.
leave me the fuck alone, get out of here!" Like the parrot was really like cursing and talking, like seriously.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Did y'all hear? This might have been a couple months ago about the monkey. Uh, it was in India, I believe, and the monkey grabbed the baby out of the father's arms and threw the baby over the balcony. These animals are they sick of us.
I'm telling you, they rebellion. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I don't know what mindset is, but like I said, everybody thinking that, what I'm saying, we going crazy out here. I'm telling you, it's happening to every species that it is. I don't care if it's from the animal down to the rodents in the ground, to the big ones up in the sky, elephants, bears and stuff. We all are rebellion.
yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone.
Yep.
Well, the
Everybody,
animals know what's going on, though.
you said what, Mister?
I said the animals know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Facts.
And they
Yeah,
taking
that's
out
why I
the
said if
mama.
they can talk.
They like, we ain't taking these human shits no more. Yeah.
24 hours here in New Orleans, at least 9 people have been shot, 2 have died. The most recent murder in Mid-City. Blocks of canal in Mid-City taped off earlier tonight as homicide detectives cataloged the large scene of the deadly shooting. A man, a woman, and a dog were shot near Canal and North Derbigny just before 5 p.m. Police say the woman was killed in her car. It crashed on Canal at North Claiborne. The man was found shot lying on the adjacent street corner and has been taken to the hospital. The dog is also being treated for a gunshot wound at the LA SPCA. And just after 6.
All those rounds. So hold on. So
I know,
What kind of dog
right?
was it? What kind of
all
dog
those
was
rounds, but all those rounds for a woman, a man, and a dog.
it? Hmm.
So was
Unless that dog,
the dog running up on them and they was like,
The
yeah,
dog was,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
wondering. The dog was
the
trying to
dog,
protect
the
them.
dog man is what do you call it? He was ducking and dodging.
The dog was ducking and diving.
He's ducking and dodging. He took one for the team, man. But I'm pretty for sure he was on dude's butt.
Shoot
Facts.
there.
He probably was on a boy ass for it because they never said what type of dog it was too.
Right. That sounds
Yeah,
like
so
a
you know what I'm
pit
saying. He
bull
might have
or
had
something.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he might have had one of them dogs that was on that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I bet you it was a poodle.
Oh, leave the Pepe Le Pews alone. The little Pepe Le Pew dogs. Because
The
I
little
got one
Taco
right
Bell
outside that
dog.
always be barking. They got a lot of bark.
Yorkie was going down with it.
Shoot there. I
So
had a pit bull.
let me ask y'all this on this family. Now I'm piggybacking going. I'm a go off this for a little bit. Let me ask y'all this. What if that family was black with the gun at the schoolhouse? What you think would have happened? You
Hey,
think they would have said take him
They
home or he can
under the
stay in school?
jail. Under the jail,
they
everybody
locked
gonna get
all of
life.
them up.
They would have got life or the electric chair. Yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
been. Eh.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about it because look at a lot of these mass shootings. All of them white guys was able to walk out of there. Now tell me how many black guys you think would have walked out?
Never. They would have shot you, tased
Yeah.
you, threw you on the ground. You wouldn't have got a chance to get yourself together. That's just like the grocery store killing in New York. How they gave him a chance to get himself together. What? If that
Right.
was a black boy, he would have been through under the vehicle. They would have beat him down, rushed him, shot him dead. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have got
Facts.
a chance. They would have came all guns ablazing.
You're right.
And it's
Yeah.
sad that there's a strong force that is to take the blacks down. And what how about it just be about the person and what they did instead of being racial? But that's another
Thank you.
story for another day.
Yeah.
Facts, facts. I just figure, you know what I'm saying, it's still a crime. And the crime should fit. It don't matter what race that you are, handle it because like you said, my thing is you just took out all these lives and you think I'm supposed to let you walk out here with a smile on your face? It's just not right for our young kids.
Police are investigating a homicide that left one woman dead this evening. A man and a dog were also injured after being shot. The NOPD says it happened at the intersection of Canal Street and North Derbany. Upon arrival, they found a woman in the driver's seat of a crashed vehicle near Canal and North Claiborne Avenue suffering from gunshot wounds. She was pronounced dead on the scene. The male victim was found suffering injuries nearby. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment. A dog was also shot and taken to the LA SPCA for the treatment. There's no further information on the condition of the male victim or the dog.
Man, looking at that, man, they look like they went too far from the little Superdome.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Superdome. Is that where, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it looked like up there.
Yeah, because I was just looking at that area. Because if you go over that way towards go back. If you looking at the map, go to your right and go down. The stadium right there over there. I think it probably might be no more than about a 15, 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't even
Yeah.
look like it was that far. It looked like about 7 or 8 blocks over. You know.
Yeah, they weren't too far from. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been down there, like you said, because with that actual location, you're right. It could be like back angles, but if you coming off that main road from that view, it's probably like a 10, 15 minute.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. They was in the car too. So the dog and leaning out the window, tongue hanging out, enjoying the ride. You know,
Got his tongue hanging out his mouth, just living his best life.
Hey, and then here we go with this.
And then they just get snatched off earth. That ain't even right.
You know the dog said,
It's sad.
the dog probably talked. He probably talked like, hey man, you can hit that gas, man. Hit that gas.
You know what he said? That dog went to black people. Hey, nigga, I need you to put some more stank on this tank because they coming forward.
Yeah.
But even though we having humor with it, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, it's still a hurtful thing to know that this tragedy had to go on. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation was. I mean, what was the reason? What did you get out of it? You know, besides time and jail time. I mean, my thing is, if I'm gonna harm somebody, I'm harming you back because you harmed me or my family. I'm not gonna go out there and hurt no random person because. Thank you. And then you think because since I woke up on the bad side of the day on the bed, I'm supposed to go out there and take it out on everybody. Nah, that's my problem. Stay my black ass home and figure your problems out.
Yep, true that.
Because I mean, regardless of what you're going through, I mean, the only person can fix it is you and God. Going out here hurting these people and hurting innocent people, man. I mean, that ain't made you no man. You're a coward. Exactly. You're a fucking coward. Excuse my language, because at the same time, you know what I'm saying, go get help. And don't start. Everybody needs to start. Oh, I don't have the resources. Shit, go to your nearest church. If they don't help you, they supposed to. Yeah. You give me your tithes. Counseling shouldn't matter what a dollar bill is. A person see you.
Look, we gonna say the church for another day of podcast.
Come on now. You know,
I got you. You know,
church back in the day was like that.
Yeah, back in the day there was the church. Now they're government funded businesses. That's all they are. They're operating business. The church is a business now. You know, so
I understand. Yeah.
You got more people on the street, such as myself, you all, and the next, who's saving souls and not the church. You know, so we ain't even about to talk about the church, Mr. Terry.
Oh my God, that's a whole
I got
you. They playing a part of what's going on now as well, you know, so we not gonna even they a part of this problem too. We not gonna even exclude the church.
Right, got you.
Include the church, okay? So they what's going on, you know, because they mocking the church. They look at the church as the church is a joke, which the church now today is a joke. But you know, it is what it is. We're gonna say that for another time on a podcast show. But however, family, this concludes our night. A Truth Be Told TV podcasting. The family's up here. We all thank you, each and every last one of you, for coming out, you know, just sitting and being able to watch us as we discuss topics, you know, everyday topics of what's going on in the world, as far as like the killing the killing of the babies, the parents, and, you know, the all-out chaos that is going on around the world in pertaining to the killing of these babies, these parents killing their children and all of that. So, you know, we have to address the issues that's going on in this world. You know, no longer will we sit back and continue to watch the things. So we will be addressing these things. These just part of something which you all will get in pertaining to the podcast from Truth Be Told TV. Family, so we thank you all for coming out, kicking back in your homes, eating popcorn, and allowing us to, speak the truth to you, to bring the truth to you in your home. Thank you all, and you all have a blessed night.
Oh, true
We
that,
love
true
y'all.
that.
True that, true that, true that.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, my love. We love y'all. True that, true that.